Bhumi, I want to start with something that Penelope Cruz had said. It's a very interesting quote. She says, "The most difficult thing in the world is to start a career known only for your looks and then to try to become a serious actress. No one will take you seriously once you are known as the pretty woman." It is so profound.
Yes.
What do you have to say about this?
I think I completely agree with her, because I have seen, great actors in the past that have gotten that status after many, many years, and them constantly trying to kind of find their place where they're like, you know what, I am a face that you guys admire, that my audience admires, but I also have the talent. And obviously my journey has been the exact opposite of it. Exact opposite of it. So I feel like the grass is always greener on the other side. And like even for me, like I feel like once they think like you're a serious actor, for some reason the glamorous, the vain parts don't come to you, and I don't feel vanity is wrong. It's okay to be vain. I don't think it's a negative thing. And I enjoy beauty, fashion, glamour a lot. But yeah, I feel like both the thoughts are extremely profound.
With the success of Thank You for Coming, do you think somebody had said famously, well-behaved women don't make history? Would that be true?
Absolutely. I feel that would be true for everything that I've done, because most of my characters in their journeys have broken every social norm possible.
Yes.
They have been extremely badly behaved girls. And I feel like I'm pretty similar in my life as well. I have not adhered to any stereotype, any conditioning that jo mere pe thopi gayi thi. I've always tried to break that. And if you want to make people uncomfortable, there will be opinions, and your everything that you do will be questioned. तो वो तो वैसे ही question करते हैं, वो तो वैसे ही करते हैं. So rather bring about a change.
Yeah. You have to be quite thick-skinned to be in this career.
I wouldn't deny.
Oh yes.
I wouldn't deny. I wouldn't lie. There are days where I'm like, should I just like stop doing what I'm doing, and should I just like, do things that that people are comfortable with.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, फिर क्या फायदा? कौन याद रखेगा मुझे?
True. I recently watched Afwa.
Yes.
A couple of months ago. My entire family watched. And Bhumi, I can't tell you how proud of you I was that day for the choice of films that you're choosing. How proud of you I was of you for your conviction in filmmaking. And what's the purpose? The movies as an instrument.
Yes.
I could clearly see that you have an opinion. That's why you chose that movie. And then we have Thank You for Coming and your other future projects. And then you also are quite vociferously telling the universe that I want to act in a Karan Johar.
Yes, I really want to.
Let's manifest that. It will happen in some time. But as I watched both of your films, I was wondering how difficult it is to get the art of balancing the art and the commerce of being an actress.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know, because even with my films that I've done commercially extremely well, I never signed those films thinking कि अच्छा ये तो पैसे बनाएगी.
Okay.
I don't know the formula. My process has been the same. I read a script, I want to be a part of it, I do it.
Yeah.
At times they work and they really work, at times they don't work.
Yeah.
But I feel like if मैं formula के चक्कर में आ गई ना, then there will be no difference between what I do and what my other contemporaries are doing.
Right.
I have been very clear that I want to leave behind a legacy. I want to leave behind a filmography that genuinely touches lives. The size of it I don't know. Okay. Like for example, you spoke about Afwa. Like it did. I'm assuming it did touch your life in somewhere.
Yes.
I know Thank You for Coming has touched the lives of many, many people. Badhai Do did the same. Dum Laga Ke Aisha did the same.
Yeah.
Toilet Ek Prem Katha did the same, but the numbers were crazy. Pati Patni aur wo numbers were crazy. Bala numbers were crazy. तो वो मेरे कंट्रोल में नहीं है. मेरे कंट्रोल में the only thing is that I support films that I have conviction in, and I give the best performance that people see that film and they are like, nobody else could have done this.
And how do you prepare for your performance? Is there a...
Everything, role is different. And there are some times where I don't prepare. There are some times that I really have to prepare.
Okay.
One thing that I do work on is I just work on the psyche of the character. That is a constant. You know कि कौन है ये, कहाँ से आया है, क्यों ये ऐसे सोचता है, इसके कॉम्प्लेक्सेस क्या है, इसको क्या पसंद है, क्या खाता है, क्या पहनता है, परफ्यूम क्या पहनता है, गाने क्या सुनता है, इसके दोस्त कैसे होंगे, इसकी रिलेशनशिप अपने पेरेंट्स के साथ, भाई बहन, लवर, खुद के साथ, ये खुद को रिस्पेक्ट करता है, नहीं करता है, अप्रिशिएट करता है. सो आई हैव लाइक अ certain things that I question, that I ask
the backstory of your
character. That I ask the character, and I find most of my answers while performing because of this backstory.
Listen, Bhumi, I'm loving your black leather
Thank
skirt. You love fashion, right?
Like you do.
I love it. This online thing, यार, ये कितना खर्चा है इसमें?
I know. मैं तो full time add to cart. मैं कोशिश करती हूँ कि मैं चीजें खरीदूँ ना, because I'm just trying to be responsible. But yeah, it's actually my favorite pastime. मैं add to cart करती रहती हूँ, खरीदती कुछ नहीं हूँ.
Nice. Vanity. It's a girl thing. Or maybe boys too.
No, it's everyone's
thing. It's a cool thing. Right. Bhumi, there have been a string of such movies in the past. First, there was Veere the Wedding. There was Lipstick Under My Burqa. There is your Thank You for Coming. And recently, Tapsi Pannu, who's your friend and colleague from Sant Ki Aankh, she has produced Dhak Dhak, Viacom 18 film, beautiful film that too. All of these projects have 4 girls, their friendships and their stories. Why do you think it's only now, in the last 2 years, that these movies are being made and people see a reasonable amount of commerce in such projects?
I feel like because, you know, the female audience has been ignored for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
And they are your ticket goers as well. Yes, the number might not be large, but there is a large ticket size over there. And it's high time that we make films for our female audience. Look at what Barbie has done. Obviously, the West is far ahead of us. You know, it's a fact, but we are getting there. India is growing at a very rapid rate. We are also one of the youngest populations in the world. And half of it are women. So it will be high injustice if we don't service that population and that mindset.
True.
And that's why I feel like, you know, things are changing. Like even what Alia did with Gangubai, or you know what Kangana has done with many films of hers in the past with some great performances. You know, there is a market for it. Yes, it's a market that people stay away from, they are scared of, and they get nervous about. But I feel like that's changing.
That's changing, right. And while we sit here, it is Yash Raj's office, it's in Andheri, and your initial years of your career started right here.
Yes.
And I want to talk about your illustrious family also, where her mother is anti-tobacco activist and father was the Home and Labour Minister of Maharashtra. Did you know about that? I was so thrilled to know that. But let me come to this phase of your life. I mean, one, I would not imagine that the daughter of a minister, ex-minister, would be starting out as in a casting department of a. I think that makes you because of the rise in your life. And while we sit here, what is your fondest memory of this company and, you know, all of these actors, you know, you name them? And
you know, I have honestly grown up over here. This has been my school, my university. This is where I transitioned from being a teenager to a young woman. I celebrated my 18th birthday in this building.
Really?
Yeah. My first ever job, my first paycheck has come from here. My first film has come from here.
Yeah.
And I just have way too many memories. But obviously my fondest would be the day I signed my contract for Yedam Laga Ke Haisha.
Yeah.
Nothing can ever beat that moment. Yeah, like there's so much that
Any learning, any conversation you heard between Shah Rukh and Mr. Yash Chopra?
Actually, yeah, I remember we were casting for Rocket Singh, you know, which was Mr. Shamit Amin's film, a film that
Ranbir
I love, Ranbir Kapoor. And we were casting for that film, and it was the first time I saw Ranbir Kapoor, and I was like starstruck. And around that time, Shah Rukh sir had kind of started coming into the studio because Jab Tak Hai Jaan was kind of starting off, and you know, जो भी I don't know why, for whatever reasons he was over here. और मैं ना दूर से खड़ी होके देख रही थी यश जी and Shah Rukh sir, Adi sir and Ranbir. मैंने कहा भूमि, look where you are. Who would have thought that you know you are going to see these four legends, you know? And I was a very big Ranbir Kapoor fan, and Shah Rukh sir, तो मतलब I love SRK. And I was like, you know, look at, and I was just wondering, क्या conversation हो रही होगी इनके बीच. But honestly, I feel like the biggest privilege for me was when I heard such varied directors. I got access to their brains, to their vision, you know, what they want to do, what they don't want to do. I had access to that information. I feel that was my biggest learning.
That's true. And do you agree, like Yash Raj recently made a film, The Family,
The Great Indian
Family. Dhak Dhak is a film that doesn't have this jingoistic version of feminism, but I think it's going to go a long way in educating men about what really women want.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming. It's also one big education for men, you know, when it comes to understanding the opposite gender. What, in your opinion, is the long-term purpose of your films?
I think the long-term purpose of my films is to bend gender norms.
Okay.
You know, 100%. Yes, there is entertainment. But my films are going to be a part of a larger change. What does Thank You for Coming speak of? Thank You for Coming speaks against the shame that women are put through every decision of their life. Just because I like fashion, glamour and beauty, that does not mean I'm a frivolous person. Just because I go out at night or I have friends that I party with does not mean I'm a person who lacks substance.
Just
that is
to
the
tell
shame.
you, I mean, let me just add on to your point. The Bombay High Court had a ruling, and it said that if a woman wears a short skirt and is dancing to a sexy dance number in a sexy way, that doesn't go as obscenity.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. And there's generational social conditioning that we have been put through. That a girl who's empowered is dangerous. A girl who's happy with herself is dangerous. Women should not have choices. We have to fight for our choices. We have to fight for our place everywhere. Even though I come from such an empowered family, I till date have to fight for many things in life. I have played many characters in the past. You know, obviously those women come from different social stratas that stand for many things, right? Right from body positivity to equality, like, you know, a film like Son Chiriya, which so upfront just spoke about how women just have very bare minimal rights. Even though that film was in the 70s, was set in the 70s, we released it in 2019. We were showing a time 30 years pehle ka, but the things are still similar.
That's true.
You know, there's a very small percentage of women that are genuinely living the life on their own terms. The problem is that the rules are different for men and women. Why should the rules be different? When you speak about, when a man speaks about his sexuality, it is taken in stride. There's nothing vulgar, obscene or anything that makes uncomfortable. But when a woman does that, suddenly there are so many adjectives that are attached to her. People are like, oh, this is not the only thing that is empowering. I disagree. This is what you've been conditioned to believe. So many women don't even know that sexual desire, the want or liberation or their sexuality is as much of a right of theirs as it is of the man's.
And also psychological need.
Absolutely. And that's why it is empowering. You know, if a man comes and demands intimacy with you, उनका right ही है, आपका right of refusal भी है, and you need to be as much a partner in it as the man. You know, we are constantly told to be apologetic about every choice that we make. That's why for me doing this film, which is a little front-footed, is very important because yes, to a large section of the society, these problems might feel frivolous. Agreed. You know, because I have spoken about a lot of other issues in the past as well. But these are problems that I face.
But how did you make sure that the message of the film doesn't go wrong? you know, it's a tricky space.
I did not have to, because the film is against patriarchy. You know, when the script, the film is what the script was. So for me, I saw many layered themes in the film. For me, the orgasm was a metaphor. Everything else, the orgasm, because the orgasm, this girl has been bullied in school. Okay, she was called Thandi. Many more words. She was confused whether she is not performing because she's not found the right guy. So she's actually chasing love, because she's been told that she'll only feel complete when the right guy comes. The orgasm is a metaphor, because this is what all of us are taught. We all are waiting for the right guy to come and make us feel better about our lives. But we all have had our own coming of age and our own journeys where we've realized that I don't need the right guy. You know, I am the right guy. I need a partner. But many people don't have access to that. I also had my journey. I've gone through my share of experiences to be content with myself. That's what the character goes through. It is not that she is going crazy that, oh, all I want to do is have sex. And even if she is, what is wrong in it? When men do it, it's not a problem. Why are we shaming women?
True.
Why is it wrong? Why does it not fall in the umbrella of feminism? What is feminism? That the rules are the same.
That's true.
But we are saying that the rules are not the same. Because for a boy to have a want that is so deep and crazy, it's okay. So that leads, like my nani, the character played by my grandmother, she says, I tell her that my best friend's husband cheated on her, that's why they got divorced. She said, तो क्या, वो तो आदमी है, उनकी तो फितरत है, वो तो करेगा ही, वो तो normal है. Why is it normal? But if a woman had done the same thing, she would be slut shamed till no limit. So why is it normal? All I'm saying is make the rules the same now. Are we looking at any boy who's roaming around shirtless and maybe like their butt cracks are visible when they are walking because their jeans are so low and calling it obscene or vulgar? No, right? We are not. You know, through our films, if you just see cinema, our sex comedies that have made so much money, literally women's body parts are named after fruits and vegetables.
That's true.
That is accepted. That is accepted. But if we have gone, and look, I'm not getting defensive about the film. This is my take on why I thought I need to do the film.
True.
You know, but if there is, if we show a girl, there was a film called Oh My God 2. Where a young adult was masturbating, orgasming. Okay? He was put through so much shame. But we as a society lapped it up because it was a boy. If it was a girl doing the same thing, would we have lapped it up? What is different about the message that I'm giving?
Absolutely.
So the problem is that you think my problems are not real problems. This has been the narrative that people have spun through generations. And patriarchy is not a gender limited thing.
Of course.
Women are also patriarchal because you are taught कि आपके लिए important नहीं है. आपके लिए आपकी reproductive health, आपकी sanitation health, आपकी mental health important नहीं है. ये सब बहुत ही first world problems है जो आपको सिखाई जा रही है.
Absolutely.
But for the man, all of that is important.
And lastly, I really want you to talk about your father, because I think that is something not many people know of. Bhumi, your father was the Home Minister of Maharashtra, Labour Minister of Maharashtra. You lost him at a very early age, and your mother after that, and he had oral cancer?
Yes.
And your mother became an anti-tobacco activist.
Yes.
Would you like to recall the memories of your father and his achievements?
I mean, look, he touched so many lives that, you know, till date, I think my sister and I get so much love because of all the work that he did. I feel a lot of my jazba in life to give back. You know, the films that I do or all the work that I do off screen comes from my father as well, because he was that person. He was a charismatic leader who achieved a lot in a very young time, and at a very young age and in a very small time. And I just like remember him in the most beautiful way.
And you never thought of coming into politics because your father was a politician?
No, I don't think so. I am very happy being an actor. This is my way of service.
We thought only Ritesh Deshmukh was one actor born to a politician father. You too.
And my mother also has touched many lives. She does a lot of social work. She works a lot with cancer patients actually.
Nice.
And yeah, I mean, I think I've had a set of most amazing parents that have like brought us up so well.
Wonderful. Well-behaved women, I think, don't make history. Do what you want to do, man, with your life and career. And the ecosystem is such that it actually listens to your version now. Earlier, they wouldn't even be given an ear. So great. You need to be thick-skinned. Always be like that. We are very proud of you.
Thank you so much.